Mama said it's gonna get better.
Hey, what's up, fam? It's Festus Amway with Laddering Your Success, here to continue in the Free Ed series talking about free college education, right? And also the things about education. And in this series, we're talking about free college textbooks. That's right, free books, okay? And you're like, yo, how can I get free books? Now, there's some caveats to this, and what I'll do is I'll tell you about the resources first and the caveats later, okay? So let's talk about the resources. The number one free resource for free college textbooks is your library. Either your public library or your university library. I'm going to explain that in a second. Next is Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg. And Project Gutenberg is a free open source lab for getting all types of books, especially those classic books that they will sometimes have you read when you go to a four-year university. Next, it's collegeopentextbooks.com, collegeopentextbooks.com, and OpensTax. OpensTax. So OPENSTAX.com or .org. Okay. So first, let's talk about the library. Okay. So the best way to get free books from the library is when you sign up for your classes and you first hit the campus, go to the library and see if the book is there on file, okay? So if it's actually physically in the library, okay? That's the number one free way of getting college level textbooks. If it's not, you can go to the librarian and ask them to order the book for you. Oftentimes, different universities and different public libraries, they actually share books, they actually share material. And so if you ask the librarian to do that, they can actually get the books from the public libraries or another university and have the book delivered to you. There's some caveats to that. That means you might not have the book for the very first day of class unless you go maybe a week earlier or a couple of days earlier to order the book and see if it's there, right? Or sometimes, let's say they totally can't get you the book, then that option obviously is not going to work for you. Then also, you have to return the book, or sometimes, especially with textbooks, they have checkout limits on those textbooks. So you can only check it out for 2 weeks, or you can only recheck it out one more time, right? And so the thing is, with that being said, you're not able to get and continue to get that book. But sometimes they have digital downloads of chapters. So the thing is, if you go to your librarian can tell you how you can get a digital download of the book or of the chapters. And then what ends up happening is, after a while, they take the digital download or chapter back. You just have to download the software to your computer, and then you can download that actual book. And then what ends up happening, they take that book back after your checkout period has ended, unless you ask to check it out for a longer period of time. So that's a great way of getting free books and reducing your overall education cost. I know myself personally, every semester, especially when I got to a four-year university, I was paying anywhere between about $500 and $800 for books, right? And that is big time money, right? Because that money has to be spent up front, or you end up putting it on your tuition bill and then paying through loans if you haven't already got a scholarship. And so the interest on those books ends up sometimes being worse than the books themselves. So let's talk about Project Gutenberg, College Open Textbooks, and OpenStax. Now, these websites, I don't endorse them any specific one. I don't have any relationship with them at all, but they are good resources. Now, the thing about these resources is, generally speaking, and listen to me very clearly, they don't have very specific books according to the ISBN number that your professor recommended, right? So the professor says, well, this is the textbook we're using for this semester, and this is the ISBN number. And sometimes these online resources do not have that very specific book, that very specific ISBN number. That does not mean the books are no good or these websites can't help you. The best way to use these websites is to use them for the entry-level classes, to use them for those classes that you're just starting to take, your general psychology, your general micro or macroeconomics, your history, different kind of things like that. And the reason why that's so significant for the actual factual hard data, right? That information does not change. It does not change. So for example, if you're dealing in sociology, the terms used in one sociology textbooks will mimic and match the terms used in another sociology textbooks, because the discipline of sociology should not change from college to college. Now, the perspective on the discipline may change, but the discipline itself does not change. So those terms that you need to use that language to show the professor that you're actually studying the material and you know what they're talking about does not change. So the thing is, you can use those books, you could use these resources in order to get those books, okay? Another thing about that, this whole thing is, if you're using these outside resources, sometimes you need to double check to make sure it's up to date, because they could be using some textbooks or resources that are 10 years older, 15 years older, and they're a little bit out of date. So a good rule of thumb would be 5 years or less. So is that book, has it been published 5 years ago or less, right? If it's been 5 years ago or less, usually the data in it is pretty solid and you could use that data, especially things like statistics, right? Because statistics change over time. Because statistics, they give us a view of what took place in the past, and sometimes we use that information for what's possibly going to happen in the future. So those are some really quick, really easy ways to get free textbooks for your university, for your higher learning, okay? Please, 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 please like this video, share this video, tag this video for somebody that it can help, right? And, we're very, very happy to be able to have you guys watch these videos, and we're very happy to be able to produce free content and share it for others so that they can go on and pursue their higher education dreams. So until next time, continue to ladder your success.
Mama said it's gonna get better.